Imagine for a minute somebody from your family, or if you're a financial advisor, picture one of your clients. They call you on the phone and they say, I am so excited. I just invested $10,000 into a new startup that I found on the internet. I'm gonna be rich. Now, for most of us, this would probably be a pretty scary scenario. I mean, somebody that we care about deeply, and somebody who probably doesn't have a background in private equity or venture capital, they just invested a significant amount of money into a high-risk venture. And here's the thing. Because of a new set of laws that are being implemented right now around what's called equity crowdfunding, this exact scenario is about to become a reality. Very, very soon, all U.S. citizens, regardless of their net worth and regardless of their financial sophistication, they're going to be able to go online and invest in unproven, illiquid, two guys in a garage type startups. And unfortunately, these folks are at risk of losing a lot of money.
And that's exactly why we created Crowdability. Crowdability is here to protect these investors. And we do that by providing them with education, research, and data on the equity crowdfunding and private equity markets. I'm Wayne Mulligan. This is my partner, Matt Milner, and we're the founders of Crowdability. And we're here today to introduce you to a brand new product called Crowdability IQ. And essentially, Crowdability IQ is the world's first stock screener for private companies. And it could help you, your family members, or your clients avoid making risky startup investments.
Now, when we were first setting up Crowdability IQ, one of the first challenges we faced is there's no central place to find startup deals. There are literally hundreds of different websites where startups are raising capital. Up here on the screen, you can see just one of those sites. And as you can see as we scroll down, there's dozens and dozens of deals there. And again, this is just one site. There's hundreds of others just like it. Now, some of these sites are like the New York Stock Exchange. They actually have very strict listing requirements. Others, however, are more like the pink sheets. So one of the first things we did is we built a piece of technology that aggregates just the highest quality deals from the highest quality platforms. You can see that on the screen now. So just with this one step, now you don't have to go to dozens of different sites. And just by using this one feature, investors can dramatically decrease their risk.
But as you can see up here on the screen behind me, there are still many, many deals listed on this site, and many more get added each week. So what we're going to go ahead and do right now is filter these deals and try to screen out the riskiest ones. And one of the best ways to do that is to simply follow smart money. In other words, follow professional venture capitalists and angel investors. So I'm going to go down here to this filter, and I'm going to type in Canaan Partners. And for those that don't know, Canaan was an early investor in Lending Club. Lending Club's now the largest alternative lender in the world, multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. And we see that Canaan is backing a new company called Borrow. And Borrow is also in the alternative lending space. So what this means for you, bottom line, is you get to invest in a new alternative lending startup alongside one of the smartest investors in the space at the same time and on the same terms. So with this one feature, you could dramatically reduce your risk right out of the gate simply by following professionals into their deals.
But maybe you're not familiar with name brand venture funds like Canaan. Well, we also built a second way to get started. Basically, it's a way to filter out all the companies that, statistically speaking, have the highest probability of going out of business. For example, you always hear about guys like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. These guys are college dropouts, but they still went on to create wildly successful companies. But if you actually look at the data, you'll see that companies that were founded by college graduates are far less likely. They're far less likely to go out of business. So up here on the screen, you can see we built another filter so you can search just for the companies whose founders are college graduates. Here's another example. Statistically speaking, companies that are started by multiple founders grow 3.5 times more quickly than startups with solo founders. So we built another filter. You can search just for the companies, as you can see here, that have multiple founders. Now, those are just two of the filters we have. In total, there's 9. You could use them each one by one, or you can use a tool we built called the Risk of Ruin Index. Now, the Risk of Ruin incorporates all 9 filters into a single tool. And as you can see here, just with one simple step, we can automatically filter out all the companies that have the highest probability of going out of business.
Now, you're still left with about 5 or 6 deals, so we're going to go ahead and narrow this down further. So we could filter by valuation range. We could also filter by sector. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose companies in the internet space. And we could even filter by location. So let's say we only want to invest in startups that are based here in New York. So we can go meet them. And now we're down to just one company. And so with this company, we could dive down very deep. And the way we do that here on our platform is by downloading a research report. These research reports are available for every company in our database. They're 10 to 15 pages long. They come in a PDF format, so you can download and print them or attach them to an email, shoot them off to one of your clients. And these reports contain everything. They talk about the company's past financing history, notable investors, backgrounds on the founders, and all sorts of other information on the company, its products, and its progress.
Now, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, we think the folks in this audience are going to start receiving phone calls from their families about these startup deals. If you're a financial advisor, you'll probably start getting calls from your clients. And this is why we created Crowdability IQ. So as equity crowdfunding goes mainstream and as private equity investing becomes accessible to all US citizens, we think a service like this is going to be critical to help protect investors. So as part of our public launch today, just for the folks in this audience, we're offering access to Crowdability IQ completely free for 90 days. To get that offer, just go to crowdability.com/Finovate. That's crowdability.com/Finovate. And that offer is going to be up there for the next 72 hours. For those who'd like a deeper demo or you want to meet us in person, we'd love to meet you. Please stop by our booth. Thank you very much.